this video today, I'm going to share with you what you can plant underneath an evergreen that gets west sun in the evening and full-on shade from the east in the morning and afternoon. Now, it's around 4 or 5 p.m. right now, and we're getting some of the west sun. It's dappled west sun on this bed, and it's full shade on the east side. So I'm going to show you what I've planted here, and then we're going to put some ground covers in to help reduce the amount of weeding that I'm having to do. And that's one of my goals this year, is to add more ground covers and mulch, but mostly ground covers. So I'll show you what I'm planting here that can handle shade, and you might be surprised by one of the plants I'm putting in here. So let's have a look at what I have so far in this bed. It is super windy here on the prairies in Saskatchewan, Canada, so bear with me because I am fighting the wind. It keeps knocking my tripod over and everything else. But let's get into it here. So some of the plants, and based on where I put them, depends on the amount of sun they're getting. So for instance, right here, I have Stella de Oro Daylilies. I have 2 of them here. They get the dappled sun from the north and the west that comes underneath this evergreen. Now this evergreen, I have brought soil in and mounded it around the plant. Keeping in mind that it's lower where the roots are so I don't rot the tree out. It's a pretty big tree, so the chances of that happening are next to slim. Usually on younger trees, that's an issue, and not on older, larger trees. But I've basically done is covered up the roots. Kind of like this one over here, where the roots are starting to pop out of the ground as the trees age. You can see we're getting some surface roots happening here, and this bed will be built up too. And you can see the soil around the trunk of the tree, and it's basically just covering those roots. So that's kind of what I did over here in this bed. So from the east, you can see it's very dark, and there's dappled sunlight coming through and around. So I started with some really nice perennials in here that love shade. And I did Bressingham's, hostas, you can see this one's in bloom, and I did a couple of these, there's one right there and here, and then I went with blue angels all the way along here for that blue foliage, and they're getting some dappled sun right now, but that's exactly what it is, dappled sun and a lot of wind. So I came through there with 3 of them, one there, there, and right there. Some of them look more blue than others, but they're the same plant, I promise you. Then I came in with the white feathered hostas. This is new to me, and I like the white stripes on the foliage and the green veins. I think it's striking in the landscape, especially under a tree that needs color, and that white just brings some life into the flower bed. Over here where it's getting more west sun, and for sun-loving plants, you want 6 to 8 hours of sun, so they're definitely going to get that in the evening. And I went with salvias, a beautiful pink salvia to bring out the color. And you can see a couple of the purple ones right there. Try not to get my shadow in the video. And they haven't leafed out yet enough to bloom. And then I came back around and I went in here with some lungwort, and this is spot on. And this is newly planted about a week ago. A little bit of grass in there I'll have to pull out. This one's having a hard time with the transplant, you can see there, but I just watered it in. And they're getting a little bit of dappled west sun right now. They do like shade. And then I wrap them around over here on the edge. The ground covers that we're planting today are the Burgundy Glow Ajuga. And this is a beautiful ground cover with hints of purple and silver in the green, blue textured leaves that will flower purple. You can see here on the tag, these are a 6-pack from Home Depot that cost $14.98 Canadian. I bought 2 of these packs for the bed. I thought they'd be gorgeous. I figured 12 should be enough to cover that bed. And then I bought the pinwheel or pin cushion phlox here. And this is the one that might surprise you. And this is the violet, because it will grow in sun or shade. This is going to be a beautiful pink and white striped phlox, and that will bring in some additional color to this bed and should work beautiful with the pink salvia that I've added into the bed already, just to give it that spark of color it needs with all the green and blue foliage. The lungwort will provide some pink and blue flowers because it's the spot on version, and that also should add some color. With the other salvias in here, purple, it should have enough color to draw the eye in, and that's the whole point of putting these together. So here's what the bed is looking like right now before we plant these, and then I'll show you what it looks like as we do them and after. I think it's going to be glorious. Nothing like some pretty flowers in a shady area to make things beautiful. It's the next day, and I wanted to share with you how this bed looks in the morning in the sun. Now this is the east sun coming through. It doesn't last very long, maybe for about an hour, and then it turns to shade. So it rolls from the east around to the south. So that's why we're seeing this intense sun in here. Now over here you can see where it's facing west and north, how the sun has changed and how it's dappled through the plants and eventually fades off into this area here. And everything's nice and soaked. I watered everything really well yesterday, and I just used my sprinklers to turn it on rather than drag an individual hose over to water everything. But the plants are looking glorious. I love the dappled purple of the bugleweed or the ajuga through the bed. I think it looks stunning in the sun and in the shade. The hostas are in their glory, looking beautiful. The shades of blue are really pretty. And then that white really stands out with the dappled sun on it. It's very pretty. I think once these grow and they fill in the gaps here between the plants, it should be a full bed and nice and lush. Now that soil is wonderful to work in. It is a manure topsoil mixed together that I get from a local landscaper. I get about 5 yards, sometimes 10 hauled in every year, and it makes a huge difference in this bed. You can see here the lungwort has bounced back. It's gotten a really good soaking, and that's really what this bed needed. We get a ton of wind here on the prairies in Saskatchewan, and it has been drying stuff out between that and the storms, the late snowfalls and everything. It's been quite the year so far. Now you can see how the salvia stands out in this bed for color in the shade. It's darker here. You can get a better view of the dappled shade here now too, and it just looks beautiful. So I'm very happy with how this turned out, and I'm looking forward to doing more with this bed and adding more plants along this area, connecting these together because I have a Gigantosaurus hosta right there, but I need to connect it up. It's planted in the original soil, and I need to connect it up to this bed. So there's a lot more soil I need to haul in here to build everything up and plant, and a lot more daylilies. They are a workaholic in the garden, and there's so many reblooming ones now that they're well worth planting. All right, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and give me a like and subscribe and share this out. I'd love to hear from you and get this channel moving along and grow our community. And to all the new subscribers, thank you for joining and subscribing. I look forward to chatting with you in the comments. Let me know in the comments what you think of what I did here and anything else that you do in your garden that would be a great addition to mine. Bye, everybody.